What a beautiful morning. I'm at Runcorn Station once again, which is the same station I used to get to and from London last week. That was an epic football weekend. And this one's going to be alright too. Well, this is the train we're getting on, so let's get on it.
The next stop will be Hertford. The next stop will be Crewe.
As you can see, I am at Stafford Station now, and that train coming in behind me is the second train I'm catching this afternoon, this morning even. I might as well tell you now, basically we're gonna be travelling along the Trent Valley stretch of railway in the Midlands and stopping off at a couple of stations and doing a canal walk hopefully. So we travelled all the way along the West Coast Main Line to London last weekend for a London weekend. Today though, it's a road trip in the Midlands. And let's hope it doesn't rain.
Welcome aboard this
Possibly
London
Stoke
Midland service
or Sunderland, I'm not sure
London
which.
Euston. The next stop will be Tamworth.
That's a Canary, Norwich City hat.
About 7 o'clock. Who's that you singing? No, the chap next to one bedroom. This morning. It's like that, just come for work, didn't it? It's not. You don't work Saturday.
There's a big car there. I've seen that before, like a big black car.
Well,
Sort of car.
Really, it's really.
Oh, really?
It seems to stop.
Tickets from Atherstone? Great, mate. What are you doing? 3 signals of return.
This is Nuneaton, a town in North Warwickshire. And the railway station, as you just saw and as you're about to see, has a lot of high-speed trains rushing through the station like this one. Oh my God. Every 5 minutes all day, that comes through the platforms. Right, now that I've got my composure back, we've taken the train as far as this today, and we've got a good programme this afternoon. It's a big day in the Premier League. There's a number of fixtures, 6 games, but there is a lunchtime kick-off, 4 at 3 o'clock, and an evening match, as well as 3 more tomorrow and 1 on Monday night, so well scattered, you could say. Yeah, it's 25 to 12 now. We're going to go off and get some lunch and come back here in about an hour's time, just in time for the first kick-off, and then we'll explain what's going to happen from there, okay? Well, this is Nuneaton Town Centre. That guy walking across the road there, he's got an Aston Villa coat on. Another Premier League team there. And the shops are just in the middle. And here's the bus station. So yeah, just after I stop filming, I'm going to go and get a sandwich from over there to the right and then head back this way towards the station. Now, this is what the sound of 125 miles per hour of pure metal is. Whew. And that train will be in central London in just under an hour's time. And there it goes. Whew. Well, we just showed you one heading towards London. Here's one that's heading away from the capital. Off to the north of England, all Scotland, and here it is. And there it goes. So with half an hour until the first Premier League game of the day kicks off, I'm just chilling, combining a bit of train spotting with football on the radio. Your perfect Saturday afternoon. There's another one coming, just keep looking, you might be able to see it coming in the other direction. See it? There it is. I think we'll keep the camera rolling as we've got both of them at once near enough. Right, better zoom the camera back, it's coming very, very soon. And here it is. It's not stopping, I don't think it's stopping this. Oh, there goes another Virgin train ripping through the station. Okay, we've had our fun, right, back to football matters. Firstly, I would just like to recap something from last week. I didn't mention it last weekend, and it has been increasingly imminent over a number of weeks, but after Man City lost 3-1 at Tottenham last Sunday, it was finally confirmed with a 3-0 home win against Aston Villa on Monday night. Yep, Manchester United are the champions of the Premier League 2012-13. It's their 13th title in 21 Premier League years, and their 20th Division 1 title overall, so many congratulations to them, as Sir Alex masterminds another division success. And they successfully healed the wounds dealt to them by Man City winning the title off them last year. Well, the Premier League is back at Old Trafford for another year at least. And for anyone that's been watching episodes, especially the more recent ones, you would have noticed that they've been uncatchably far ahead in the table, as they have been most of the season. And that has just rubber stamped it. So they're champions. As a freight train passes through behind me. And there you are. And Walston here. I would like to talk to you about a few other Premier League teams. Firstly, two teams that are not going to be in the big time next season are Queen's Park Rangers and Reading. As sad as it is, it's not even worth discussing. It's not up for debate. They're both going down, and they actually meet tomorrow at the Merseyside Stadium. And whichever team loses that match will be relegated. In fact, it's almost certain that one or both of them will be gone by Monday night. If Villa win on Monday night in their home match with Sunderland, then they're both down regardless. However, they can keep themselves both alive just about if they draw each other out. And if Villa lost on Monday night, that is the one scenario where they would live to fight another day. But as far as Sunday's match is concerned, whoever wins stays up for another week, whoever doesn't goes down. Now, one team that will be in the big time next year are Cardiff City. 2 weeks ago, they drew 0-0 with Charlton to secure their promotion to the Premier League. And then last Saturday, a 1-1 draw with Burnley, combined with results elsewhere, meant they were crowned champions of the Championship. So well done Mulkey Mackay, who's missed out in the last couple of years narrowly on promotion with them. Cardiff are up next year, and that is a fact. And it's between Hull City and Watford. Is the train now. It's between Hull City and Watford for the second promotion spot. Watford won at Leicester last night to keep their hopes alive, but they're still a point behind Hull with only 3 to play, which means if Hull win this afternoon, I don't know who they're against, they're away from home, but if they win that, they are promoted to the Premier League as well, as they'll be 4 ahead of Watford with just 3 points left to play for next week. And then there's the playoffs in May, plus it's going to go down right to the wire for the 3rd relegation spot in the Premier League, so it's all still to play for. Well, the time is 12:30, and we're fast approaching the 1:45 lunchtime kickoff in the Premier League. And the first match of this afternoon is Manchester City versus West Ham United at the Etihad Stadium. Two teams, of course, that I've been to watch in home games during this campaign for both of them. And it's Man City's first match since losing the title for certain, so they will certainly want to vent their anger, get 3 points and just about guarantee second place, which is not absolutely assured yet. As for West Ham United, they've had a good season. They're in mid-table safety, they're currently 10th, and they won't mind losing too much. Anything they do get here is a bonus, and I'm sure a few thousand hammers will be up there cheering on the team. So it's going to be an interesting afternoon, and the commentary's coming up in a few minutes. Okay? Well, I'm just going to walk down to the other part of the platform. The heavens have opened. An April shower literally raining down on me. Just over 5 minutes till kick-off, and 5 Live are ready for the commentary, and I'm ready to put my headphones into my ears and listen to it. Well, the players are coming out of the tunnel at the Etihad, and the Premier League music will play, and the handshake ceremony will take place. And it's a sellout as usual, as we prepare for another good Premier League game. Commentary's next. And we're underway at the Etihad, as Howard Webb blows his whistle to get the game kicked off. And what will happen in the next 90 minutes? We're about to find out. Ten minutes gone at the Etihad, and it's still 0-0. As West Ham fans sing their "I'm Forever Blind" Bubbles rendition in the South Stand. This is our train, by the way. We're catching a train just to Tamworth, and I'll talk more in a bit.
Now approaching Atherstone. Take care when stepping from the train onto the platform.
There you are. And you can see it in the distance overtaking the other train that I've just got off. Even here at Tamworth they zoom through at 100 miles an hour. Okay, we're now in Tamworth. Earlier we took the train to Nuneaton, which is in North Warwickshire, and after seeing the kick-off there, oh, here's one now. Yeah, my sentiment exactly. You couldn't hear a word I was saying, could you? But as I was saying, we were in Nuneaton, heard the pre-match build-up and the kick-off there, and we've just taken a 20-minute train journey back up the Trent Valley lines to Tamworth. Well, from here, it looks like I've gone to a completely different station. But no, this is still Tamworth. But what I've done is I've taken the stairs to the upper level. There's 4 platforms at this station, 2 on the lower level, which is the West Coast Main Line. Train just going through on it now, if you can hear. And there's these 2 on the cross-country route, which run literally perpendicular, so it looks like a crossroads of rail tracks from above, if that makes any sense. This is the Derby-Birmingham line. And it's a quiet spot where I can now tell you what's happening. Manchester City took the lead whilst we were on the train. I don't know who scored it. There was no reception on it, unfortunately, with this old pocket radio of mine. Considered an upgrade. But Man City are 1-0 up against West Ham United. And there's 35 minutes gone. Yeah, between the 10th and the 30th minute I was on the train, and now 35 have gone. City seem comfortable though. Well, with some great views from up here. Oh, there we are. And there's a Pendolino rushing through on the Trent Valley stretch, the West Coast Main Line. There it goes. As I was saying, there's some great views from this end of the platform at Tamworth. You've got the West Coast Main Line there on the left, and those houses at the bottom are part of a holiday home site, I think. And if we just pan it around a bit further, as a beautiful spring sunshine bathes Tamworth, the Midland town, some innocent residential neighbourhoods. And a bit further, and the rest of the track. Yeah, and that's the southbound track going towards Birmingham. By the way, Man City still 1-0 up, fairly comfortable, and we've got about 5 minutes until half time. Smashing. Well, if we look over here, we can see some of the northwestern suburbs of Tamworth. There's a high school, all 2. And there's the station and the railway tracks. And the town centre is over in that direction, towards the southwest from here. And by the way, it is 1-0 at half time at the Etihad Stadium. It's Man City settled for that narrow lead against the Hammers. But how will the second half prevail? Probably in a home win, but we will find out, won't we? And again. The time is 1:45 and the second half is about to get underway. The Man City and West Ham players will be coming out of the Etihad tunnel any time now. So we're going to leave the station and start walking through the streets of Tamworth and eventually onto the canals in the East Tamworth area for the second half, okay? Well, as we leave Tamworth Station, it is straight ahead to the town centre, but we, of course, are going to turn left. There are a few minutes in at the Etihad in the second half. No real chances or action yet, but still 1-0 to Man City. Well, that brown tourist sign says Tamworth Castle, a golf course, and Drayton Manor theme park. So some good days out in this area, the latter of which I visited about, I think it was about 14 years ago now. It was a good day out. I've not been since. Well, with the score 1-0 at the moment, West Ham United are not out of this game, because no matter how big the gulf between the two teams in terms of their abilities and qualities, no game has won at 1-0, at least until the final whistle goes, and that's not for over 40 minutes yet, apparently. Well, do bear with me. I've struggled to get BBC Radio 5 Live, reception terms at least, for nearly the whole match, but I've just about got it at the moment. The commentator hasn't raised his voice at any point, so I'm taking that to mean it's still 1-0. Man City just had a chance there, but it remains 1-0. We are 10 minutes into the second half here as we turn to the east. Well, it's very picturesque, that side, and of course that side too. Oh yes. Well, after a couple of showers earlier on today, we're now basking in more continual sunshine. So happy days. West Ham United are not giving this up, they're still trying with an hour on the clock. Our intention is to reach the canal in about 10-15 minutes time. I've checked this out on the internet, Google Maps. I don't use multi-map anymore, it's Google Maps I use from now on, just to tell you. So hopefully we're not getting lost. I'm sure we won't. Well, I've just heard it was Sergio Aguero with the goal, about midway through the first half, as I said. And we're halfway through the second half now. And it's not been a scintillating game. West Ham having a few half chances, Man City with most of possession, but not really even close to a second goal in this game yet. Well, you can see the bridge there. That's rising above the canal, if I'm not mistaken. And we're going to continue on this path away from the road. And we should be on the canal there, where we can listen to the last 20 minutes of this Premier League affair, which is going the way of the Manchester City so far. And they will stretch their advantage into second place with 3 points. Well, we're going to go left at this area. We are on the canal, I can confirm. So that's going back southwest towards Tamworth. But as I say, we're going to head this way. And if you've watched enough of these episodes, you'll think I'm not only obsessed with railways, but also canals. In my opinion, they're just beautiful surroundings to enjoy Premier League football. That's just the way I see it. Beautiful surroundings. Oh, what a stunning day it's turned out to be now. There's not a cloud in the sky that I can see. And there's also just over 15 minutes left at the Etihad. Ooh, and a real chance for West Ham there. Nearly an equaliser, and Matt Jarvis was the man with the shot. But this time it went just wide. So nearly 2-2 for the winger. Alas not. And West Ham might be made to pay for that miss. I mean, I'm only listening to it on the radio. I don't know how close it actually was. It might have not been at all. And we've now had the second goal in this match. And on a awesome summer-like blue sky day, it's an awesome sky blue afternoon for Man City. They have killed it off now. And Yaya Toure with a sweet finish. It's 2-0 City. And that's game over in my eyes, with just over 10 minutes left. 2-0. Well, not much has happened, to be honest, since the second goal, as everyone really just goes through the motions. The 3 points of Man City's, there's no doubt about that. And with just a few minutes left of regulation time, City are cruising to a win. Well, it's a perfect day to just sit by the banks of the canal and watch the barges go by. And a third goal in this match, in stoppage time at the end of the game. And West Ham United fans have got something to take home with them. And Andy Carroll, another goal. He beat Joe Hart, and he's further underpinned his, well, it further underpins West Ham's need to keep him and try and buy him in the summer. Definitely their most important attacking player. 2-1. And it's a bit of irony because in 2006, in West Ham's first season after promotion back in 2005, they lost by the same score at Man City, and in just the same fashion they were 2-0 down and got one back with virtually the last kick of the game. Bobby's and more though that day. And to add to the ironies, West Ham's last win at Man City was exactly 10 years ago to the day, on the 27th of April 2003. That was a 1-0 win. But one thing's for sure, that anniversary is not going to be marked with a Hammers win. But at least they go home with something to cheer about. It has now finished, and Man City get the points, but by the narrower scoreline of 2-1. So, West Ham have done pretty well against the Manchester clubs. 2 narrow defeats in Greater Manchester, and held both of them to draws in the East End. So they should leave with their heads held high. But Man City, 71 points, second place, guaranteed in my eyes. Right, there's a bench just coming up a bit further ahead. I'm stopping for a 20-minute break to eat some lunch and food and drink. And then it's all about the 3 o'clock matches. See you in a bit. Well, if we go up this ramp, you might be interested with what you see. Hello again. We're now right on the edge of Tamworth, and behind me is the West Coast Main Line. You can see it there. There it is. It's 5-3, and the Premier League games are about to kick off. There's 4 of them this afternoon. I'm going to give you more details about what they are and exactly where we're going in a bit. Sounds like there's a train coming now, in fact. Yes, there is. Just look into the distance over there, I think. You might be able to see it. It's a freighter, it's a freight train. It's a bit low down, maybe you can't see it. It's there anyways. There you are. Well, we was just halfway up a bridge a minute ago when I filmed, and we've just come down this path. There's a canal where we came from, but we're going to swing round this way and carry on walking. There's just a few minutes to go until the kick-offs in 3 o'clock, and there are full Premier League matches at 3 o'clock. It promises to be a decisive day. Firstly, in terms of importance, a mid-table affair between Southampton and West Brom on the south coast. Both teams are safe, so not too much to play for other than pride. On Merseyside, it's Everton-Fulham at Goodison Park, Everton's second to last home game of the season. Everton will probably finish above Liverpool, but not finish in the top 5. They're probably going to finish 6th, not too much to play for, although some of their fans considering this an important home game. Those that still believe they can get a top 5 finish, which would be enough for Europa League. And Fulham mid-table safety, nothing much for them. Stoke Norwich to the Britannia Stadium, that's an interesting one. 2 teams looking over their shoulders. I think both of them will survive though. Whoever wins that is absolutely safe and can enjoy the rest of the season. Whoever loses has still got a bit more to do. But undoubtedly, the game of the afternoon, and unsurprisingly, it's the game that 5 Live have chosen to have commentary on. It's Wigan versus Tottenham at the DW. Wigan 3 points adrift, but with the game in hand, fighting for their lives. They're out of the drop zone and goal difference if they win today. But Spurs need 3 points to try and steal a march on their London rivals. They're battling for Champions League next season. Both teams at different ends of the table with different circumstances. And it's kicking off in just a few seconds' time. There's another train nearby. And full sold out, all near sold out Premier League grounds. Full sets of rapturous applause to full sets of players, 8 sets of players coming out of tunnels and full renditions of the Premier League jingle music. And it's also the last day of the season in Leagues 1 and 2 in the Football League. At the end of the evening, at the end of the afternoon, should I say, I will sum up what happened in those divisions. But last day of the season, as well it is for Tranmere Rovers, the local team to me. They're playing Bournemouth at Prenton Park at home. So Tranmere at home for their last game. And for all my friends that might be at that game that I know, good luck to the Rovers. But the Premier League season's still got a few weeks to go. It's not over yet for them. And they're underway at the DW Stadium. Very picturesque this. The canal there. And the railway here. And Freightliner passing just for us. Yeah, the line there. That's northbound down there. Southbound is this way. There's another train coming. Here we go. It's an express Pendolino speed. Whoa! There it goes. Pacing its way to London. And we're going to pace away straight ahead. Well, a few minutes gone at the DW. No goals, but Tottenham's Tom Huddleston, I think he's just hit the post. Possibly from a free kick direct. It's his first appearance since a defeat at Leeds in January in the FA Cup. But Tottenham certainly seems to be the more confident and better starters up to now. About 5 minutes gone. Well, we have our first goal in the Premier League this afternoon, at least in the 3 o'clock kickoffs. Not in this game, but in another one. It's to the south coast, and it's Southampton 0, West Bromwich Albion 1. The visitors from the Midlands are the ones celebrating there. I didn't catch the scorer, but it's a Premier League referee making his debut at just 27 years old. Forgotten his name, but credit to him. And there's the opening goal in this match. It hasn't taken long. And it's good news for one team, bad news for another. Wigan's relegation plight has taken a turn for the worse. A bizarre goal apparently, a very soft one to concede, and they will be disappointed. Gareth Bale has scored it. All I know is it was disappointing to concede. Not just the fact that they conceded a goal, but the manner in which they did. Wigan 0, Spurs 1, who get a crucial goal in their battle for Champions League places. Well, this is an interesting area. You've got the West Coast main line continuing over there. There it is. And the canal. And on the other side, a golf course. You saw a green, bunkers, the fairway. Yeah. Beautiful. And Wigan have equalised after less than 2 minutes. What a moment. It's 1-1. Talk about a brilliant response as another train goes past. The other side of them trees to the left. The Latics are level. Spurs stunned. 1-1, and we're not even 15 minutes into this yet. What a start. Well, before the 3 o'clocks began, I heard a stunning statistic. I couldn't believe it. Apparently Fulham have never ever won at Goodison Park in their history in the league. I know that Everton have beaten them every single time, about 10 years in a row, in Premier League visits, but I didn't realise that they've never ever won there at all. And that long wait might continue because Everton have scored. They're beating Fulham at Goodison Park. A beautiful goal from a sweet move apparently. David Moyes was applauding the troops. 1-0 to Everton, which means after less than 20 minutes, the only game in the Premier League goalless that we know of is Stoke Norwich. Hello Swan. Swansea City, the Swans, they're not playing today. They travel to Chelsea tomorrow afternoon, but that's a different day. and I'm afraid we've caught the next shower, so I'm going to run to cover in a minute and I'll talk when it's gone. Well, it's still raining, but I'm confident that we're past the worst. And after 25 minutes in the Premier League, it is still 1-1 here and a few goals elsewhere. The rain is dying down now, I'm pleased to say. West Brom winning at Southampton, Everton beating Fulham, Wigan Tottenham 1-1, Stoke Norwich 0-0. And Gareth Bale has got his 13th away goal of the season with that strike. That's more than any other player. In fact, West Ham United, for example, who are mid-table by the way, not exactly in the bottom three, they've scored less than that all season between all their players away from home. Shocking. Well, I can see clearly now the rain has gone. Although my long fringe is in the way of my eyes. Well, half an hour gone as we listen to BBC Radio 5 Live's commentary, and the summariser, the so-called secondary commentator, is the former Wigan boss Paul Jewell, the man that spearheaded their promotion to the Premier League 8 years ago, and they've stayed there ever since. However, it's in the biggest jeopardy yet since they joined the top flight. They will be content with the 1-1 so far, but really Wigan need 3 points, not 1. It's been a good spirited performance from both sides so far, and it's going to be interesting to see how it pans out. Oh yes. This is the Pooley Fields Nature Reserve SSSI. Warwickshire Wildlife Trust. Oh, wait a minute. Right near the West Coast main line, as you can hear. Smashing. Back to what I was saying. Warwickshire Wildlife Trust. Oh, wait a minute. Another one. What timing. That was purely good luck. Take my word for it, I've not been waiting here deliberately until a train's come. That's just very lucky. As I was saying, it is the Warwickshire Wildlife Trust. We're virtually right on the border between Staffordshire and Warwickshire at this point. Tamworth in southeast Staffordshire and Atherstone in northern Warwickshire. We are right on the border between the two, and we've walked several miles east of Tamworth along the canal, and we're going to continue that way. Well, Wigan have had their injury problems this season, and another one, I'm afraid. Maynard Figueroa is coming off on a stretcher too, I think. It's a groin injury, I'm hearing. They've lost Alcaraz, the defender, probably for the season, and now Figueroa is coming off. Well, this is a beautiful part of the Midlands countryside here, and this canal between Tamworth and Atherstone, straddling the Staffordshire-Warwickshire border, but also continually within no more than a few hundred metres of the West Coast main line, which is just near them trees on the other side of the lake. Would you look at that? All the beautiful chicks, new life, new birth, the young chicks of the duck, the mother there and her young feeding on some bread thrown in by a human being, presumably. Wonderful Midlands English wildlife. Ah, Premier League life, hey? On the way down here this morning, you might have noticed whilst the trainer was stopped picking up passengers at Winsford, I zoomed into a few people with white shirts. They were indeed Spurs fans heading up north on their way to this match, presumably. So those Tottenham shirts, those fans, they will either be at the ground or somewhere nearby listening to their team, with the score at 1-1. And I saw a number of other supporters' shirts as well. As we stopped at Crewe, there was a couple of Man City shirts. At Stafford, when I changed trains, there was some more Man City shirts and an Evertonian. And when we were stopped at Lichfield, I quickly zoomed into either a Stoke or Southampton, probably a Stoke shirt, red and white stripes, and a guy with a Norwich City cap, Norwich City hat, Canaries yellow and green logo on the front. And just to add to that, there was a guy in a Liverpool tracksuit when I was at Nuneaton. So a variety of different Premier League teams' shirts, and that's what you've got to love about Saturday. On the railways, at the stations, and on the trains, or on the motorways, at the motorway service stations, in the cars. Football shirts of different teams from different leagues, from different parts of the country. you know, and that's what's wonderful about Saturdays. And next season I must do a road trip where we can stop and try and find as many different football shirts as possible, because I'm always interested in the demographics of football supporters and seeing different shirts around. Well, we're just approaching the end of the first half, and we're approaching the M42 motorway, which is the road on top of that bridge in the distance there. That's nice to see. No, he's not a graffiti artist. He's there to get rid of it. At least some people care about our motorway bridges. Like this one here. The half-time whistle was gone at the DW Stadium. Wigan 1, Tottenham 1. A thoroughly entertaining first half, and I can't wait for the second half. Join me for that. Currently directly underneath the M42 here. Well, as we continue to progress further east, just the full goal so far in full Premier League matches. West Brom's at Southampton, Everton's against Fulham, and 1 each in the Wigan-Tottenham game that I'm listening to. And by the way, this town coming up to the left is, for anyone that knows this area, it's called Polesworth. There's actually, there still is a railway station just over there on the West Coast Main Line, although it's virtually derelict, no train serve it anymore. Oh well. Well, the last day of the football season is always an emotional affair, even if you've got nothing to play for, as you say goodbye to your team's players and managers and that for the summer, until another season begins in 3 months' time, which doesn't seem long. Well, it might seem long, but it passes quickly, trust me. Although these days, the last days of seasons are usually staggered, and usually different weekends for different divisions. And today it is League 1 and 2's turns. In League 2, there are 7 teams trying to avoid 2 relegation places. Well, no, it's effectively Aldershot are going to be relegated, and there's 6 teams, up to 6 teams, trying to avoid the remaining relegation spot and dropping out of the Football League. That's just one of the interesting stories we're following. And there's still promotion and playoff spots in both divisions, and also 1 relegation spot in League 1. I will clarify everything at the end of the afternoon as another train passes by. Well into Warwickshire now. I'd say about halfway between Tamworth and Atherstone. The time is 4 o'clock and the players are just coming out the tunnel at the DW Stadium, as I trust they are at the other 3 Premier League fixtures too. It's going to be a rip-roaring second half, I can guarantee you that. And not in just the Premier League, across the entire country's fixtures. A very nice British style country house there on the right. Don't know who owns it, but what I do know is that the deadlock has been broken in all full Premier League fixtures now. Fans at the Britannia Stadium, the Stoke fans, have barely had time to sit down, and for the ones that haven't, they've missed their team take the lead. Charlie Adam has given Stoke a goal that could, if they keep a clean sheet from here on in, see them hit the magical 40 points mark and guarantee them a season once again. This is their 5th season in the Premier League, Stoke, and they will be guaranteed a 6th next year if they hold on. Crucial goal for the Potters that go potty at the Britannia Stadium. And we're underway here at the DW2. Oh my goodness me! What a goal Wigan have just scored just now. McManaman, I think. A stunning goal. And the home fans erupt. It's Wigan 2, Tottenham 1. What a start for the second half for them. Stunning. And Spurs very competitive. Score a lot of goals, concede a few as well. This is the 5th and final visit to the Northwest for them. They took the lead at Man City and Everton and held the lead at one point at Liverpool, but lost all 3 of them games. Their only win in the Northwest this season was actually at Old Trafford, and it was their first win for over 20 years there. Yeah, that 3-2 win at Old Trafford back in September. But they're trailing at Wigan here, and their top 4 ambitions are in jeopardy. We're right into Polesworth now. The village, small town, I think it's a small town. And nearly an hour gone in the 3 o'clock kickoffs. And a big story on the cards at the DW, if it stays the way it's going. Tottenham have got half an hour to try and salvage something from this. Chance? Could have been 3-1 to Wigan that, but it's not come to anything this time. Yeah. Whoa. Wigan playing with flair and belief. They won a third goal. They're not happy with a 2-1 lead. And Tottenham have just gone a bit jaded recently. Time for substitutions, I think, for them, for their sake, I think. A great shot of a Pendolino there, speeding through the countryside. By the way, we are now through the town or village of Paulsworth, and I can tell you about a second goal on the south coast of St Mary's. They're safe, Southampton, but not a vintage day at the office. The point are heading back to the Midlands. West Brom are 2-0 up away at Southampton, and Chelsea fans should keep an eye open. They should try keeping Lukaku next season. He's got another goal, 14 this season in the Premier League, that is, alone. There you are. 20 minutes left for Spurs. There's been a slight improvement. Wow, wait, just a minute. Yeah, a slight improvement from Tottenham, but it's not enough at the moment. A red card, possibly 2 red cards at St Mary's. And if either of them are straight reds, that will be their season over with only 3 more games after this. Still 3 weeks to go for the Premier League. It's the end of the season for Leagues 1 and 2 this afternoon. The Championship is next week, and it's 3 weeks in the Premier League, for the Premier League. But 2 players have been sent off at Southampton. I think Gaston Ramirez for the home side is one of them. The other probably for West Brom. So I think it's 10v10 there. A bit of red in Hampshire there. Well, we've passed under the West Coast main line. It's now to my right instead of my left. Just there, you can see. And there's been a third goal at St Mary's. I can confirm it was a sending off for each team, so it is 10v10. And West Brom beat Southampton 2-0 in November at the Hawthorns in a Monday night match. They're definitely going to do the double now. 3-0 away at St Mary's. They've been very good in the second half of the season, Southampton, but it's all falling apart today. It's Southampton 0, West Brom 3. About 10 minutes left at Wigan, and a decisive third goal that would definitely settle it was narrowly missed by Kone, I think it was. Nearly 3-1 Wigan, but it's still 2-1, and Tottenham still have a chance of getting something from this. And wait a minute. There's a train heading in the London-bound direction. Bit of rain again, but it's just a quick shower, hopefully. Wow, Southampton's days just got worse. They're down to 9 men, as well as being 3-0 down in front of their own fans. 3 red cards in one game on that referee, 27-year-old's debut. Incredible stuff. He will be a harsh one to watch out for. There's just been a goal at the DW Stadium. It's the Londoners, the visitors, that are celebrating. I'm afraid, Wigan, it's 2-2. And it seemed that they were going to close out a famous and important win, but maybe not. It's 2-2. Spurs with a crucial equaliser in their battle for Champions League places next season. I think Lennon might have got it. I'm not certain. He was certainly involved in it if it wasn't him. It is 2-2 between Wigan and Tottenham. Definitely the biggest game of the day, and the credit to Five Live for choosing the right game, because it's had the most goals. There's been 3 at St Mary's that we know, only 1 at Everton and Stoke so far, but 4 goals here. It is 2-2, maybe 5 minutes left. Well, we're at the end of the 90 minutes. We're in the last minute of normal time. In fact, I've just heard there's going to be 4 minutes of stoppage time. It's an end-to-end affair. Both teams really need 3 points, not 1, to try and achieve their respective gains of survival and top 4. It's end-to-end here. What a game. If anything happens in the next few minutes, you will know. We're in the last minute of stoppage time, and Gareth Bale is about to line up a free kick. David Luiz with the last kick of the game got a winner for Chelsea away at Basel in the Europa League semi-finals this week. And Bale did something similar against Lyon earlier on in the Europa League before they got knocked out by Basel. Can he do it here? It's punched away, it's saved. There's mayhem in the box. I don't know what. I think it's going to be cleared away. And I think it's finished. Goodness me, it has finished. Wigan Athletic 2, Tottenham Hotspur 2 as a result. No league double for the Athletics over Spurs, but nearly. Both of them really needed a win. It is a point gain towards their trying to achieve their respective targets, but it might not be enough. Wigan 32, 2 behind Villa now, and 5 behind 37 points, which are the next teams. So they're still in trouble, and they need at least 2, possibly 3 wins from their last 4 games. And Tottenham are going to need something similar to get in the top 4 themselves. And in a few minutes' time, when I've heard everything else, I will summarise all the scores. But what an afternoon it's turned out to be. A beautiful castle-like building there, on top of the hill. Here in the wonderful North Warwickshire countryside. Look all around, nothing but blue skies. Look straight ahead, there's nothing but blue skies. Wonderful stuff. And it's gone 5 o'clock now, and I'm just going to wait until we get to the train station in a small while before I clarify everything today's happenings. Let me just say there is an evening kick-off in the Premier League this afternoon. The 5:30 kick-off is in James's Park between Newcastle United and Liverpool. So I'm going to just thank you 5 Live, BBC Radio 5 Live. You've been good for the last 5 hours. But I'm now going to tune to TalkSport 10:89, 10:53 AM for their commentary of the 5:30 match between the Magpies and the Reds. So it should be interesting, and I will give you updates, and any goals that go in, I'll tell you about them. Just in the 1 minute I've been recording this, 2 trains have gone past on the West Coast Main Line. Such a busy stretch of track. Well, the players are coming out of the tunnel at St James's Park to rapturous applause, as per usual, at a virtually sold out ground, as per usual. The handshaking ceremony is about to take place, and we will be underway in a few minutes' time in this contest between the Geordies and the Scousers. How will it finish? Well, you will know by the end of this show. Well, we're about to cross under the West Coast Main Line for a second time as another Pendolino rushes over. Yep, leading the big chase, the big evening rush out of Euston, rushing north to various cities in the north of England and Scotland. And they are underway at St James's Park. Beautiful sunshine, beautiful atmosphere in the northeast, and ready for hopefully a good game with goals like the Wigan-Tottenham game, a thriller with a variety of different goals and great passion. Not red cards like the 3 that occurred at Southampton. The Saints finished with 9 men in that match. We're just a few minutes away now from Atherstone Station. We're approaching the town of Atherstone from the west, a quaint little market town in North Warwickshire. And this canal is called the Coventry Canal, the canal that we've walked along for the vast majority of this Tamworth to Atherstone walk. The best part of 10 miles it is, as I said I was going to do, and I did. I never officially stated where exactly I was going to walk from, but I would hope that you would have gathered gradually that my plan was always to walk between the two. It takes less than 10 minutes on the tram, and it's taken me several hours, but I'm nearly there. Barely 3 minutes gone on Tyneside, and the deadlock's been broken. What a quick start, rushing start like that Pendolino behind me. The Liverpool fans go wild. It's them that have taken the lead. Newcastle 0, Liverpool 1. The goal scored by Daniel Agger. Daniel Agger, the man with the dagger, guiding a header over the advancing Magpies keeper. It is 0-1 to the Merseyside Reds. And it could be a double whammy for that part of the country, as Everton won earlier too. Well, this is the busy A5 road, a major A road that crosses the country, crosses the Midlands, and ends up going into West Wales somewhere, I think. And we've been on this canal for so long, at least 8 or 9 miles I reckon. And it was just, we were in the closing stages of the Man City West Ham lunchtime kickoff when we got on. Now we're in the early stages of the evening kickoff, Newcastle Liverpool. But we're finally coming off just ahead there, just ahead. And of course the plan is to get the train from Atherstone Station, which is just a few minutes from here, and then so we zigzag away there and then head home. The train is at 6, so we've still got 20 minutes yet. 5 minutes into this game, Liverpool lead. Well, we are finally coming off this canal. It's been a pleasure, Coventry Canal, but we are coming off. 2 minutes and 50 seconds is your precise timing for Agger's goal for Liverpool. There's another train, you can hear the railway line very close, so you know we're nearly there now. And northbound are there. And there it is, just ahead of you, the station. To the right, not the left, the right. And the old station building is that one you can see towards the middle of the shot. And here's a Pendolino speeding through Atherstone Station. And there it goes. It's a beautiful station, this. And there's a shot of the old station, the old train station building, which is still there, has been restored. Well, as a beautiful calm evening emerges with gentle sunlight from the southwest, it leaves me to say that the time is 20 to 6. Our train is due in 20 minutes time at 6 o'clock. So I'm going to stay here and listen to Newcastle Liverpool until we hit around the half-hour mark, and then the final 15 minutes of the first half and the beginning of the second half I will miss because I will be on the train, and then I'm going to listen to the second half in Stafford as we wait for the next train, if that makes any sense. So yeah, if anything happens I'll let you know, okay? Less than 15 minutes gone, and a second goal as early as that in this match, and it's turned out to be a wonderful afternoon for Liverpool fans. Not for Newcastle, they're in trouble. But Liverpool are on a roll as Merseyside celebrates Everton's win earlier, and probably Liverpool's now too.
Hello? Hello Ben, can you hear me? Mum's phone's died, so she wanted me to give you a ring and tell you she's on the way home. Oh, have you spoken to her? Okie dokie. Ben, I'll give you a ring when I get to Stafford, okay? Okie dokie, I'll give you a ring when I get to Stafford when I've got more service.
Flippin' heck. I got to Stafford a few minutes ago. I'm just waiting for a connecting train. I thought I was going to be waiting here for an hour, but as it happens, there's another train that was due earlier that's delayed by 15 minutes, so I've only got to wait a few minutes. I've just heard the school from St James's Park. Crikey. A lot of angry Newcastle fans are rapidly flooding outside the ground. No, Liverpool haven't gone 3-0 up. They've gone 4-0 up. Newcastle United 0, Liverpool 4. I don't know who got the third. It was early in the second half when I was still on the train. And just as the last few minutes, as I've been waiting here, Sturridge has put them 4-0 up. And that train behind me is one and getting on, so I better catch it, okay? Get it, yep. Well, we're back. It's been a long day, and I'm quite tired. I've walked for over 10 miles, and we can finally reflect. We know about all the Premier League results earlier on. Let me just tell you about the evening game. I just absolutely flabbergasted, baffled. This has got to be a record for Liverpool FC, for all the right reasons, and for Newcastle for all the wrong reasons. We told you it was 4-0 early, didn't we? Ooh, did not finish that way at all. This is going to hurt a lot of people wearing black and white in the North East. Newcastle United 0, Liverpool 6. On home turf as well. That is a result. Barini, on his return from injury after doing his shoulder 2.5 months ago, got the 5th, and Henderson direct from a free kick, I think it was, with the 6th. Absolutely unprecedented. I heard the first goal at the beginning and brought you the second one just after it happened, back when we were in Warwickshire Atherton Station. The third one went in at the beginning of the second half when I was still on the train. I was at Stafford Station when the 4th one went in, and then 2 more have gone in since then. We didn't get to listen to the game as we were on the train, but I'm sure we can get some highlight on the radio and hear the commentators' reactions, but that is absolutely unprecedented. 6-0. It's just ridiculous.
The Sunderland player does score at the Gallagher end. That will mean more to him than anything else. And Arthur has given the ball away on halfway, and Coutinho is careering towards the edge of the area. He's fed Sturridge inside the box. Beautiful ball, beautiful finish, and it's 3-0 Liverpool. And Brendan Rodgers punches the air in delight. A counter-attack goal after Newcastle had started the second half so well. They've been punished on the break, and Daniel Sturridge has got another goal. It's 2 in 2 games for him, and it's now Newcastle 0, Liverpool 3. Here's Henderson down the left-hand side again. He's over the top. He's beaten the offside trap. He squares it. Here's Sturridge for a second and a 4th for Liverpool. And Liverpool lead by 4-0. And the Newcastle fans start to stream down the exits. They are disconsolate. Liverpool jubilant. It's Newcastle 0, Liverpool 4. This could be a very, very long afternoon for Newcastle. On the right side on the overlap is Downing now. Right angle of the penalty area. He tiptoes into the box, left and then right. Still Sadara a dummy, pulls the ball back for Barini, who gets the shot away and scores. He's only been on the pitch for 20 seconds, and Fabio Barini is back. What a dismal day for Newcastle United. It's lovely for Liverpool. They lead by 5-0. Here's the ball into the air post. Henderson again, and he's carved the free kick. It's travelled all the way through and bowls the back of the net. It's Newcastle 0, Liverpool 6.
Wow, that was our commentary team of Sam Matterface and Steve Howie. From Wolves fans as they head
That was alright, wasn't it? Very well timed. Thank you, TalkSport. The first 2 goals were the only 2 actually heard live, and now I've just filmed outside the window, and you've heard the commentators' reactions to the second goal onwards, all but the first goal. So yes, I've now heard all 6 reactions from TalkSport's commentary team, and then now you've heard 5 out of 6. I heard the first 2 live, as I said, and I didn't hear the last 4 because with 3 of them I was on the train, and the other one I couldn't hear it because I was at the station. Well, we've now heard all of them to make up for that, and that wraps up a perfect day. Quickly in the Football League, congratulations to Doncaster Rovers. They're promoted to the Championship. Brentford had a penalty in the 3rd minute of stoppage time in that standoff for the second promotion spot. They missed it, hit the crossbar, and Doncaster wrapped it up on the break to go up. And because Bournemouth only drew at Tranmere 0-0, Doncaster are champions. Their first, Bournemouth second, Brentford in the playoffs. Scunthorpe needed a near miracle, but they are the 4th relegation team from League One. They couldn't do it. In League Two, Rotherham beat the bottom club Aldershot, and Rotherham they were virtually there anyway. They are now promoted to League One. Congratulations to Rotherham. They joined Port Vale and Gillingham in the next division. Aldershot needed a miracle. They didn't get it. They're down. And I'm afraid Barnet, 2 great escapes in recent seasons. It was 3rd time unlucky. The Barnet, I think they're the Bees, aren't they? They're not buzzing now. Barnet are relegated to the conference. But likes of Wimbledon, Dagenham, Redbridge and Torquay United and York City were amongst those that narrowly survived. They're all still Football League teams. So what a net conclusion to Leagues 1 and 2. That's how they finished. And I'll bring you updates from the Championship, which ends next week. 1 automatic promotion spot, some playoff spots and 2 relegation spots, all still up for grabs. So I will feature that as well as the Premier League action next week. But tomorrow there's a couple more Premier League games to feature. I'm off now for some Chinese, but, well, I think I'm having Chinese. Don't join me for that, but join me for the action tomorrow. Bye now.